Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Trade Ideas Live Trading Room recap for Thursday, October the 20th. My name is Barry Anderson. I am the moderator of our trading room. This is the address to get into the room, and it is live. Share my screen all day long, and I'm live on the mic between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m., usually up to about 4 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. If you'd like to take out a subscription to Trade Ideas, just type this into your browser, click on it, and you'll be taken to a subscription page. And you'll see a promo code with our various subscription plans. Well, what a great day. That's all I can say. We had a great day in the trading room. A couple of smaller price stocks that gave us great percentage increases. I know a lot of us in the room were in ABEO, and it actually appeared. I saw it first on the upward momentum down here. Let's see, right at 1014 at 831. Okay, so that's where I first saw. Let me just click on that. So that's where I first saw it. All right. Now I'm going to bring up a 5-minute chart because I think then you'll understand why I was a little bit interested in it. So here's where the alert was. Now notice it had a little pop up and then a little bit of consolidation. Okay, not tremendous, not incredible consolidation, but certainly good enough in my opinion that when I got this alert, I thought, okay, I really want to start watching it. About, let's see, 10:15. This alert came at 10:14. About less than a minute later, it also popped up in the Alpha Predator, and at 8:39 at 10:15. Okay, now I love this one. In fact, I'm really looking to get into CRK. I might be doing it while I'm doing the video. And look at DRWI. I mean, this window here only gives maybe sometimes zero during the day, but very few alerts, but a lot of them are very quality ones. So at any rate, when I saw this one in my Alpha Predator window, I decided to take the trade. And so it was a little bit late. I mean, the original alert was at, what did I say, at 8:31, but I ended up taking the trade right here at 8:40. It says 8:41. It was 8:42 actually. Look at what it did. I mean, it got all the way up to 9.44, almost a dollar. Didn't quite get out there. I did sell in pieces along the way. But I mean, this just turned out to be just an excellent trade, and I know a lot of us were in this one in the room, and that, as you know, I jokingly say that kind of just made my day. I mean, if I weren't in a room moderating all day long, I would certainly just sort of bank this, and if I were going to trade later on, I would just probably trade some very highly selective and probably not risk that much because I mean, this is where the money was made. Nice big percentage increase. Now the other one though, and this came from Holly, was HEZZS. All right, and oops, how that happened. And the Holly alert, let me just bring that up, was right here. So there's the Holly alert at 5:23, and I watched it and I thought, okay, let's see what's happening with this. And this sort of drifted down a little bit. And I thought, okay, I'm going to watch this one on a bit of a pullback and see what happens. Now, I got into this one right. Let's see, I got into this one right. Well, it must have been right at the bottom here because I got in at 513-ish, okay? And then watched it move up because this is where it closed. So this was the bottom. Watched it where it closed. And then look at this move. I mean, see, what I love about this and the other one is that it took really no time for it to start to work. And again, the percentage increase, I mean, it got a high as 559. Got out at, I actually did take a little bit out at 516 and then basically five, I think 555 and 550 as it broke down through here. But no, I'm sorry. The last was at 5:30. As it broke down, I was watching this. I was suggesting people watch all these little bottoming tails and see if they could hold. Looked like it wanted to, little green candle, and then all of a sudden it just nipped down. Took it out at 5:30. Got some out at 5:50. But again, great percentage move, and in a very short period of time. These are 5-minute charts candles right now, so a very short period of time. So that And I did take, I was watching this one for a long time, this Fluidigm. What I would suggest you do is maybe put an alert. I did get into this one at 528. It did finally start popping up, but I believe that there's just a little bit of resistance. Look at the daily chart. Yeah, there's some resistance right here of 550, 551. I have an alert right there, so if it pops through there, the only problem is if it did it tomorrow, as an example, still might be not bad, but it will be sort of the fourth day up. This is a 3-day up move already. Be nicer if it kind of rested a bit and then maybe made a challenge on the 550. And of course, why we're interested in something like this is that look at the void. Once we get through that, the bottom there is $7. The top here is $8. So, excuse me, we have a potential of a gap fill, and those are the ones we just absolutely love to play. So, all in all, I did take a loss. I did take another Holly trade, XLRN. What did I get in at? I got in at 30.22. Really didn't do very much. Let me just get to a 15-minute chart. Really didn't do very much. I think, and I don't like, I really don't like that sort of a pattern trading. I did take it though. The spread was a little bad. I thought, well, okay, it had, I think, a decent void, and I thought it's one of those ones that could maybe tack on 30 or 40 cents really quickly. When it didn't, I was in the trade at 30.22 and I got out at 30.16. So the other one I did take was from, I think it was from Jane in our room. Posted a window, basically looking at stocks that potentially are oversold and looking for them on the bounce. Now, I went the other way on this one. I actually took this one. Let me just see what the alert was at. It was, I think actually it was my first trade of the day. Yeah, so here was the alert. So it was just basically taking a look at a stock that in theory is way oversold. I ended up shorting this one at 23. Trying to, yeah, I sorted it right, I'm sorry, right up here. What am I doing? Sorted it right here. Get it right about there. Yeah, I shorted this one right on this candle here, and it moved down really smartly. I covered some at 22.68, some at 22.54, and then on its way back up. And then I know some people took it on the bounce, but look what it did after that. And I kind of lost sight of it, but look what it did after that. So it's an interesting window that Jane gave us in the room a couple of days ago. I'm kind of monitoring it. I don't want to use the word improve, but I may customize it a little bit more to the way I like to trade. But it definitely gave some really interesting looks at some different types of trades. So. Yeah, come into the room, and if you come into the room tomorrow and you ask for it, I'll certainly give it to you. All right, that is it. Can't wait to get back into the room. I am monitoring the CRK. I did not get in it yet, but I am monitoring the CRK. It was a Holly trade at 1089, which is not going to help you very much because you don't see the chart. So just I just accidentally closed down the chart. It's a small one. But the alert was actually at 1089, right around here. And I actually said in the room, well, I wouldn't mind waiting for a 10 break. It broke very quickly. So now what I'm waiting for, what I'm looking at is something that maybe can consolidate just a little bit. And let me bring this up. And the other interesting thing, I'm going to go to my other screen and just check the data on it. The float is only 10 million. So it's not a big floating, like not a lot of shares in the float. So 10 million certainly is a great size, but also 20% of that float is short. So if the stock really wants to start moving, what we're always looking for are stocks with low floats, because that there's the supply is low, but also if 20% of that float is short, that means that these people who are short and they're starting 20% of the float is short, these people, as they start watching this stock move up, the people who are short, they're going to start scrambling and worrying about their short position. Just take a look at the daily chart and see what I can see here. Yeah, I mean, it's got some room. I mean, I'm not saying it's going to get all the way into this void. It's a little choppy around here, but again, this is what you'd like to see. So, if this starts catching a bid, all these people who are currently short, and again, 20% of the float is short, they'll start to want to cover. And by covering, they're having to buy. Just in case you don't know, I'm not trying to be condescending. This is what you call kind of a short squeeze. So you have what I call normal buying, which would be me if I ended up buying the stock. I'm not short, I'm just buying the stock. And then you have people who are having to buy the stock because they're covering their short position. So it's the great combination that you like to see: a low float stock with a big percentage, like a nice percentage of the float short, and then all of a sudden the stock starts to move for whatever reason, news, press release, earnings, whatever that reason is. All of a sudden it becomes something that people want, and so that's why you want a low float and a high float percent. All right, it for today. Here again is how to get into our room. Free room, no strings attached. This is the address to use, and I share my screen all day long, live on the mic between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. And I usually open the room at about 8:45. That's when we start looking at the possibilities of watching some stocks during the day. We like to see what's happening in the pre-market, which are the ones that are really moving, and which are the ones that are either up or down. And so come into the room at about 8:45. That's when I say start to share my screen. So thanks for listening, and I hope to see you in our trading room tomorrow. Bye-bye.